My dad died thinking I was a total idiot for wanting to be an actor.
Really?
Yeah. He said, you got a snowball's chance in hell of having a fucking career in that town.
Sam Elliot, after decades of shining on the silver screen, bears it all out against LGBTQ+ Hollywood. For decades, Sam Elliot was the face of old-school excellence. Quiet, strong, and unmistakably Western. Fans grew up watching him ride across dusty plains and deliver hard truths with that calm, deep voice. But behind that cool cowboy image, life wasn't always smooth. He's faced public criticism, fake death rumors, and more recently, something far more personal. His career might just be on the line. What has Sam Elliot done this time? Join us in this video as we unravel the scary details. Sam Elliot does not hold back against the LGBTQ+ community. You'd think Sam Elliot would be the reserved guy he is always portrayed as on screen. Think again, because recently, Sam Elliot appeared on the WTF podcast with Mark Maron. During the conversation, he criticized the Oscar-winning film The Power of the Dog, calling it a piece of rubbish and questioning its portrayal of cowboys. He also made comments that seemed to reflect discomfort with the film's themes of sexuality and director Jane Campion's background. She's from New Zealand. When asked on the podcast, these were Sam Elliot's words. "Yeah, I saw it. You want to talk about that piece of crap? Hell no, and I'll tell you why. I didn't like it from the start. I read about it, didn't care for the story. But then I actually saw it when I was down in Texas working on 1883, and the thing that really got to me, just the other day actually, I saw a full-page ad in the LA Times. It wasn't a review, more like a promo piece, and it said something that just lit me up. It called the movie An Evisceration of the American Myth. And I thought, what the hell? Seriously, what the hell is that? Look, I've been making Westerns my whole life. I know that world. I know what it's supposed to feel like. But this movie? It made the American West look like some kind of weird Chippendales act. All the cowboys were strutting around in chaps with no shirts. The whole thing was full of these not-so-subtle nods to homosexuality. And yeah, I get it. That's probably what the movie was trying to explore. But here's my question. What does Jane Campion, an extremely talented director, no doubt, what does she really know about the American West? She's from New Zealand. Why did she shoot the film in New Zealand and try to pass it off as Montana? That just didn't sit right with me. If you're going to tell a story about the American frontier, about that whole legacy, you've got to understand it. You've got to respect it. And honestly, that movie didn't do that. The backlash was swift. Campion fired back, calling Sam's remarks misogynistic, xenophobic, and homophobic. "He's not a cowboy," she said. "He's an actor." Star Benedict Cumberbatch also responded without naming Sam directly, saying it was a problem when people assumed everyone had to live a normal or straight life. One fan even made a video to lash out against Sam Elliot. "Look, Sam, you know as well as anyone, movies often use stand-ins for locations. A ranch in Montana can look just like one in New Zealand. That's just film. And as for asking what a woman from New Zealand knows about the American West, come on. It's called research. It's called storytelling. Do you question every male director who tackles a subject he hasn't lived himself? I doubt it. By the way, what did you know about playing a ghost rider or a talking dog in Lady and the Tramp? Or a cowboy who's supposed to understand gamma radiation in a Hulk movie? Not much, right? But you prepped. You acted. That's what professionals do. And when you boil it down, yeah, the movie had queer themes. So what? That doesn't cancel out the history of the West. It just adds another layer to it, one we don't often see. That's what art's supposed to do. Challenge us. Expand the story. Show us something we may not have seen before. it doesn't mean the cowboy myth is dead. It means there are more stories to tell. These backlashes worked the magic on Sam Elliot, and he realized his mistake and the effects of his overreaching statements. At a deadline event, he publicly apologized for his actions and comments. "I wasn't very articulate about it. I said some things that hurt people, and I feel terrible about that." He continued, "The gay community has been incredible to me my entire career. Friends on every level and every job. I'm sorry I hurt any of those friends and anyone else by the words I used." He also extended a sincere apology to the cast of The Power of the Dog, especially Benedict Cumberbatch. Brilliant actors all, and in particular, Benedict. "I can only say that I'm sorry, and I am." He explained he had been trying to talk about the movie, but failed to express himself properly. Though his apology came late, it was heartfelt. However, something else was brewing. Something more sinister. Keep watching to find out. Career-ending rumors. For Sam Elliot, in August 2023, social media exploded with claims that Sam Elliot had passed away. Fans were stunned. YouTube videos started popping up with titles like "Sam Elliot Tribute." 10 minutes ago, Sam Elliot's last goodbye. Some thumbnails even displayed his birth year, 1944, next to 2023, making it seem like he had actually died. The videos went viral fast, with one saying, "Let's keep the legacy of Sam Elliot alive and kicking," only adding to the confusion. These fake death rumors didn't stop at YouTube. They made the rounds on Twitter and Facebook too. While some people questioned the news, others believed it, despite the lack of confirmation from any major news outlets. And that's because the story was completely false. Sam Elliot was alive and well. The hoax originated from shady YouTube channels like Ripples in Time and Celeb Breaking News, both notorious for spreading celebrity death lies. They had done this before to people like Mike Tyson. Even some sketchy sites like Sportskeeda and The Sun picked up the story, but none of them offered real sources. In fact, many of them used the exact same recycled line used in other hoaxes. He joins the long list of celebrities who have been victimized by this hoax. He's still alive and well. Stop believing what you see on the internet. That line had been copied and pasted in countless fake celebrity death stories. One of the main sites behind it all was MediaMass, a known factory for fake news. And believe it or not, this wasn't even the first time Sam Elliot had been targeted. Back in 2019, a similar false rumor claimed he had passed away peacefully in his sleep. But despite all the noise, Sam is very much alive. In fact, not only is Sam alive, he's thriving. He's back at work, joining the cast of Landman Season 2 on Paramount+. The series is created by Taylor Sheridan, the mastermind behind Yellowstone and 1883, where Sam previously played Shay Brennan, a grieving cowboy who leads settlers across the Great Plains. This time, in Landman, Sam will be a series regular alongside Billy Bob Thornton, who plays Tommy Norris, a role Sheridan reportedly wrote specifically for him. But how did Sam Elliot become such a highly sought-after personality? What was life like before stardom and celebrity? Let's see. Sam Elliot's tough early life. Sam Elliot was born on the 9th of August 1944 in Sacramento, California. His mom, Glennie, used to be a state diving champ before becoming a teacher and physical training instructor. His dad, Henry Nelson Elliot, worked as a predator control specialist. Both of Sam's parents were originally from El Paso, Texas. In fact, one of his ancestors even served as a surgeon during the Battle of San Jacinto. When Sam was 13, his family packed up and moved to Portland, Oregon. That's where he spent his teenage years and graduated from David Douglas High School in 1962. He started college at the University of Oregon, trying out majors like English and psychology, but it didn't stick. After just 2 terms, he left. Back in Portland, he enrolled at Clark College in Vancouver, Washington. That's when something clicked. He landed a role as Big Jewel in a stage production of Guys and Dolls, and his performance stood out. So much so that a local newspaper wrote that he should become a professional actor. After that, his journey truly began. Sam returned once again to the University of Oregon. But everything changed when his father suddenly passed away from a heart attack. Sam was just 18. Losing his dad so young hit him hard, and it changed everything. He left college for good. Years later, Sam opened up about that moment. "My dad died thinking I was a total idiot for wanting to be an actor. It was painful, but it motivated me." His father was a practical man, grounded in a different era. He didn't understand Sam's dream. In fact, he once told him, "You've got a snowball's chance in hell of making it in Hollywood." But Sam didn't give up. He kept believing in himself, even when no one else did. Still, belief alone wasn't enough. Before he ever held a script, Sam picked up a shovel. He had to survive. He had to build his dream one cement pour at a time. Life in Los Angeles wasn't glamorous at first. He worked construction jobs just to pay the bills. And oddly enough, that back-breaking job became his stepping stone. One day, while helping a family friend with a cement project, everything changed. That friend happened to be an assistant director. He invited Sam to visit a film set. That visit? It was Sam's first real glimpse into the movie business. "My big break?" Sam once joked. "Pouring cement." Shortly after, he landed his first film credit in the 1969 classic Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He played a card player. It wasn't a starring role, not even close. "I had one line. It was off camera," Sam said. "I was nothing more than a shadow on the wall." But to him, that tiny part meant everything. He was finally there, on set, living the dream, however small it started. He even got to watch Robert Redford work. "That was fun," Sam said with a smile. From there, doors started to open. He began picking up more roles in TV shows like Judd for the Defense and Gunsmoke. In the early 1970s, he also showed up in Lancer, where he played a character named Renslow for a few episodes. Then came Mission Impossible. No, he wasn't the lead, but landing a recurring part on such a huge show meant something. It was a big step. And in 1972, something unexpected happened. Beer commercials. He became the rugged cowboy walker in Falstaff beer ads. Honestly, it fit him like a glove. The look, the voice, the energy. It was like the part had been written just for Sam Elliot. Still, true stardom didn't happen overnight. He was getting closer, but the big moment was still a little ways off. What events finally sealed his star-destined fate? Keep watching to find out. Sam Elliott's rise to stardom. Sam's real breakthrough came in 1975. He landed a lead role as Charles Wood in the TV movie I Will Fight No More Forever. The film told the powerful story of Chief Joseph and the Nez Perce tribe. This time, Sam wasn't just the quiet guy in the background. He showed real emotional depth. Audiences saw something more than just a cowboy. They saw an actor. Then in 1976, he starred in Lifeguard as Rick Carlson. He played a Southern California lifeguard facing a personal crisis, questioning his choices and future. It was a quiet, thoughtful film. Variety magazine wasn't exactly impressed with the movie itself, calling it unsatisfying, but they noticed Sam. Elliot, who has some beefcake value, projects a character who is mostly a passive reactor. Not the most glowing review, but Still, it meant something. People were watching. He was finally moving beyond the background. Not every role was a win, though. In 1974, Sam was cast in a TV pilot as A.L. Carnival. On paper, it sounded exciting, especially since El Navel, a big name at the time, was involved. But sometimes, even promising gigs don't lead anywhere. The concept for the show was wild. Sam's character was supposed to compete in a motorcycle stunt contest against a woman. It was flashy, over the top, and didn't go far. CBS passed on the pilot. Years later, someone told Sam it had ended up on YouTube. His response? F me. But that's Sam Elliot for you. He knows not every role is a masterpiece, and he's okay with that. He owns the flops, laughs about them, and moves on. Because here's the thing. Through all the ups and downs, audiences never stopped loving him. That voice, that calm strength, the feeling that when Sam Elliot speaks, he means every word. There's something real about him, and that matters more than any single role. By the late 1970s and early 80s, Sam started getting noticed more and more as a character actor. One of his standout early roles came in the 1977 miniseries Aspen, where he played Tom Keating. Then, in 1981's movie, he acted alongside Farrah Fawcett and Catherine Ross, the woman who would later become his wife. A few years later, in 1985, he starred opposite Cheryl Ladd in A Death in California. Western fans especially took notice of him in 1979 when he teamed up with Tom Selleck for The Sackets, based on a Louis L'Amour novel. Audiences loved the chemistry between the two. So much, they were paired again in 1982's The Shadow Riders, also based on a L'Amour story. These westerns suited Sam perfectly. His look, his voice, that quiet confidence, it all just fit. He also showed his range in more emotional roles. In Mask, 1985, he had a key supporting role alongside Cher. And in Prancer, 1989, he played a strict but caring father. Tough on the outside, warm deep down. Audiences saw a different side of him. Not just the cowboy, but a man with heart. During this stretch of his career, Sam was everywhere. He guest-starred on popular shows like Felony Squad, Gunsmoke, Lancer, and Hawaii Five-0. He also appeared in several TV movies, including a big one in 1995, Buffalo Girls, where he portrayed the legendary Wild Bill Hickok. Back in 1986, Sam took on a major role in Gone to Texas, a historical film about Sam Houston. He brought both strength and intelligence to the character, showing Houston not just as a fighter, but as a skilled political leader. The story followed Houston through his years as governor, his deep connection with the Cherokee Nation, and his fight to help Texas break away from Mexico. By 1989, Sam made a shift into action films, co-starring in Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. He played Wade Garrett, the tough but loyal mentor and friend. It was classic Sam, rugged, wise, and full of quiet charisma. In 1991, fans got a treat. Sam and his wife, Catherine Ross, shared the screen in Conager, based on a Louis L'Amour novel. It was one of the rare times they acted together, and their natural chemistry was impossible to miss. But Sam Elliot was just getting started. The early 90s would bring two of his most iconic roles. Seems like fate had a longer stardom duration for Sam Elliot. What other achievements would he go ahead to bag in Hollywood? Let's see. Becoming a legend. In 1993, Sam played Brigadier General John Buford in the epic Civil War film Gettysburg. That same year, he starred in Tombstone as Virgil Earp, brother to Wyatt Earp, and one of the most memorable characters in the film. Tombstone was packed with talent. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, and more. But Sam's calm, commanding presence stood out. He didn't need to steal scenes. He just showed up and played the role. Then, in 1998, he made a surprise impact in a very different kind of film, The Big Lebowski. He didn't have much screen time, but his performance as the Stranger, a mysterious, cowboy-like narrator, became legendary. That voice, that laid-back wisdom, it stuck with audiences long after the credits rolled. Sam kept choosing strong roles into the 2000s. In 2002, he played tough and fearless Sergeant Major Basil Plumley in We Were Soldiers. Then, in 2003, he entered the world of superheroes, playing General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross in Hulk. Big budget, big presence, and Sam delivered as always. Even when Sam Elliot wasn't the lead, his characters stayed with people. He brought wisdom, quiet strength, and genuine emotion to every role. There was just something about him. When he spoke, you listened, and you remembered. That's what made him unforgettable. What came next would open new doors, introducing Sam to a whole new generation of fans. In 2005, he played a former cowboy model in the satirical film Thank You for Smoking. The twist? His character now had lung cancer after years of promoting cigarettes. It was a sharp, serious role, one that carried a powerful message. And only someone like Sam Elliot could deliver it with such quiet force. In 2006, he made a fun turn, voicing Ben the Cow in the animated movie Barnyard. It was lighthearted, sure, but that deep, steady voice still made a cartoon cow sound wise and noble. Then came the comic book world. In 2007, Sam played Carter Slade in Ghost Rider, stepping into a gritty, supernatural Western vibe. That same year, he also starred in The Golden Compass as Lee Scoresby, a brave explorer in a big fantasy world alongside Nicole Kidman, Christopher Lee, and Daniel Craig. He kept showing up in surprising places. In Up in the Air, he made a brief but memorable appearance as the head pilot for American Airlines, a small role, but done with his usual charm. Fans of the sitcom Parks and Recreation will remember his hilarious guest appearances as Ron Dunn, essentially a peaceful, nature-loving version of Ron Swanson. He didn't show up often, but when he did, he made it count. Sam kept busy. He lent his voice to Marmaduke in 2010 and played a no-nonsense football coach in Draft Day, 2014. But in 2015, something shifted again. Sam came back in a big way. He starred alongside Lily Tomlin in Grandma and played a charming love interest in the romantic drama I'll See You in My Dreams. He also appeared in the indie film Digging for Fire. The roles were changing, but Sam Elliott's impact was stronger than ever. That same year, Sam Elliot won the Critics' Choice Television Award for Best Guest Performer in a drama series for his work on Justified. It marked the beginning of a whole new chapter, one filled with awards, renewed respect, and a voice that finally started getting the recognition it always deserved. Fans and critics alike began showing Sam even more love. He joined the Netflix series The Ranch, starring alongside Ashton Kutcher and Danny Masterson. The show introduced him to a younger audience, but longtime fans were reminded exactly why Sam was so special. His presence, even in a modern setting, still had that same quiet power. He also made an appearance in Grace and Frankie and voiced Butch the T-Rex in Pixar's The Good Dinosaur, once again proving that his voice could make anything sound wise and heroic. But in 2017, Sam took on a role that hit close to home and brought his career roaring back into the spotlight. Was he as amazing in his personal life as he was on screen? Let's find out. Sam Elliott's marital life and legacy. Of course, it's not just the voice people admire. It's also his long-lasting love story, his relationship with his wife, Catherine Ross. It all started with a single glance, all the way back in 1969. At the time, Sam had a small background role in a film, Just a bar scene, nothing big. But something important happened on that set. Something that would change his life forever. The first time Sam Elliot saw Catherine Ross, she was already famous, best known for her iconic role in The Graduate. It was 1969, and Sam was just an extra in a bar scene on the same film set. He didn't say a word to her. "I didn't dare try to talk to her," he later admitted. "She was the leading lady. I was a glorified extra." But fate had other plans. Nearly a decade later, in 1978, they met again, this time as co-stars in The Legacy. Finally, they had the chance to speak, to connect. It wasn't simple, though. Ross was still married to her fourth husband at the time. That marriage ended in 1979. And in 1984, 5 years later, she and Sam got married. Their connection had always been strong. In fact, when Sam was offered a role in Mask, he nearly turned it down. They were on their honeymoon at the time. Their marriage has become something rare in Hollywood. Steady, lasting, and real. When asked about the secret to their decades-long love, Sam put it plainly. "We have a common sensibility, but we also work at being together. You work through the trouble. You don't walk away from it. That's how relationships last." Their story is a reminder that lasting love isn't built on perfect moments. It's built on choosing to stay, even when things aren't easy. Even with a rock-solid marriage, an instantly recognizable voice, and a long list of acclaimed roles, Sam Elliot never let Hollywood change who he is. He didn't chase fame. He didn't do it for money. He did it for the work, the craft, the storytelling. Money, movies, and doing it for the right reasons. That's what always mattered to him. And after more than 50 years in the business, he's earned not just success, but deep respect. He's starred in countless films and TV shows. He's won awards. He's made a good living. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Sam Elliot is worth around $20 million. But that was never the point. Is Sam the perfect example of a well-lived celebrity life, or did he have his own skeletons and secrets? Keep watching to find out. Career mistakes and turning points. Sam Elliot has one of the most recognizable voices and faces in Hollywood. With that deep drawl and iconic mustache, he became the embodiment of the strong, silent cowboy. But his journey wasn't smooth. At one point, Sam thought he had sabotaged his own career. In 2017, while promoting his movie The Hero, he told Business Insider, "I thought I'd failed myself out of a career." The Hero was a major turning point. It marked Sam's first true leading role after years of playing supporting characters. He played Lee Hayden, an aging Western actor facing the weight of time and fame. The role felt deeply personal. Director Brett Haley had worked with Sam before on I'll See You in My Dreams. The two became friends, and when it came time for The Hero, Haley and his writing partner crafted the script specifically with Sam in mind. "Every actor's dream is to have something written just for them," Sam said. "I've had people write parts for me over the years, but never a full script, every page, with me in mind." It was a validating moment in a long career. For the first time, Sam felt truly seen in the industry. These days, most celebrities are all over social media, posting selfies, behind-the-scenes clips, and daily updates for their fans. But not Sam. He's not on Twitter. He doesn't use Instagram. He doesn't even have an email address. In an interview with AARP, the magazine, he explained why. "Everywhere you look, people are looking at their hands. In restaurants, it's like you're sitting in a patch of jack-o'-lanterns, everyone's face lit up by their phone. Nobody's relating to each other." That's why Sam chooses to stay offline. He values real conversations, face-to-face moments over screen time, and it hasn't hurt his career one bit. People still recognize him everywhere he goes. But funny enough, what they recognize first usually isn't his face. It's his voice. "My voice gets recognized before anything else," he said. He knew it was special from a young age. He started out singing tenor in church choirs, moved on to baritone, and eventually developed that signature deep bass. "I knew then that my voice would be my instrument. Now, it's his trademark. And when does he want to go unnoticed? If I want to hide, I just keep my mouth shut," he joked. Back in the 1980s, Sam Elliot opened up about something very few male actors dared to speak about at the time: his own experiences with the casting couch. In a 1980 interview with the Dayton Daily News, he said, "You cannot believe the casting couch stories I could tell you. The cliches are all true." Sam revealed that he had been approached by both men and women in the industry, and every time he turned them down. "It's probably hurt me," he admitted, "but I'm the one who has to live with that guilt. My conscience is clear, even though my career is still not setting the world on fire." Those words spoke volumes. Sam Elliot was someone who stood by his values, even when it meant sacrificing opportunities. He chose integrity over easy success. Years later, when the hashtag Me Too movement swept through Hollywood, Sam didn't hesitate to show support. In an interview with Variety, he called it the best thing that's happened to Hollywood in a long time. He acknowledged that the business had always been complex. Some people did what they had to just to survive. But what truly broke his heart were the young, hopeful people who came to Hollywood with big dreams, only to be chewed up by the system. That's the thing about Sam Elliot. Whether he was on screen or speaking his truth off it, he stayed grounded, real, honest. In a fast-changing, noisy industry, he never lost his sense of self. Now that you know how Sam Elliot reacted against LGBTQ+ Hollywood, what do you think about his actions? Let us know in the comments section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found it interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the next video shown on your screen to catch up on your favorite celebrity stories. See you there.